So if you're someone that's considering to start an Amazon business and you're confused on exactly what you need to do and what steps you need to take, you've definitely clicked on the right video, because I'm going to take you guys through 10 of the most important steps that you need to take specifically when it comes to building an Amazon business as a complete beginner. So make sure you watch this whole video from start to finish so that you don't miss anything that's going to potentially change your entire life. All right, so starting off with one of the first steps, which is that you need to understand how selling on Amazon actually works. Now, the reason why this is one of the most important steps is because there's so many people out there that might shop on Amazon, and because of that, they believe that they have what it takes when it comes to building up an Amazon business, when that isn't the case, because there's a lot of things that goes into it. Now, I would say that one of the most important things that you need to know about selling on Amazon is that the premise of it is you building up an e-commerce business. And when I say e-commerce business, all this means is that you're going to be using the Amazon platform as a means for you to sell your physical products to someone that wants to buy those physical products. And what this basically means is that you are going to need some sort of a budget when it comes to getting your Amazon business off the ground, because you're going to have to invest in the products for you to be able to sell them in the first place. So I would say that one of the most important things that you need to think about during this step is to make sure that you've prepared some sort of a budget that you're going to use when it comes to buying the stock. Now, in terms of how much you should budget, this is all going to depend on which products you're going to sell. Some products may cost a lot more than others, and I'm going to be showing you some important things that you need to know when it comes to investing in the right products. But just remember that during step one, this is the preparation stage for you to do your research into the Amazon platform and making sure that you've prepared some sort of budget and calculated how much you're willing to invest in your newly built e-commerce business. But moving on to step number two, which is to make sure that you understand how Amazon FBM and Amazon FBA work. Now, when I say Amazon FBA, this stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. And when I say Amazon FBM, this stands for Fulfilled by Merchant. I would say that this is one of the most important things that you're going to need to understand, because this is the basics or the foundation of what goes into any Amazon business. Now, Fulfilled by Amazon is basically where you're going to invest in the products, you're going to buy the inventory, but you're going to send it to an Amazon warehouse. And from there, whenever you make a sale, Amazon are going to ship it out to your customers. So you're never really going to have to see the product. Once you've sent it to Amazon, it's going to be their responsibility to make sure that they ship it to your customers. With this method of fulfillment, you are going to have to pay for storage when it comes to you storing it in Amazon's warehouse. So that's why it's very important to make sure that you're selling products that are definitely going to sell, because you don't want your products to be sitting on the shelf collecting dust, because this is going to end up costing you more money. But the second method that you can fulfill your orders is Fulfilled by Merchant, which is basically where it's your responsibility to pick, pack, and ship out the orders. So once you buy the inventory, whenever you get a sale, you're going to have to go to the post office Monday to Friday and make sure that the customer receives their orders. That's going to be your responsibility if you do decide to use FBM. But I'm going to be speaking about these two different methods of fulfillment later on in this video. But moving on to step number three, which is knowing what goes into finding a winning Amazon product to sell. Now, one thing that I've personally learned on my journey of selling products on Amazon, and just with all of the different connections that I've got with various different Amazon business owners, is that it all comes down to finding a product that people are actively searching for on Amazon right now. And there's data to show that people are actually spending money on those items, but the current listings on Amazon are not really performing well. If you're able to find sellers that are generating tens of thousands of dollars with a product that they're selling, and the listing isn't been done to the best of their abilities, that right there shows that you've got a potential of being able to sell that product yourself, improving the listing where they're not really doing a good job, for you to be able to compete with them. So I'd say that those are some of the main things that you need to think about when it comes to selling on Amazon. Of course, there's some other things that you need to know. For example, not selling a bulky, heavy item, making sure that you're not selling an item that is seasonal. The way that I like to sell my e-commerce businesses, generally speaking, is to sell products that people are actively searching for day after day, week after week, month after month. Because if you make the mistake of selling a trending product, it might do well temporarily, or it might do well at certain times of the year, but you're just putting yourself in a position where you're not going to be able to generate revenues every single day. But there's a simple step-by-step strategy that I personally use when it comes to finding these types of winning Amazon products, and the tool that I like to use is Helium 10. And let me show you exactly how it works. So Once you've created your account, which you're going to be able to do using the discounted link in my description, you're going to come over here to tools, come over to product research, click on black box, just like that. And once you're on this page, all you need to do is just answer these simple questions over here. So one of the first things is that you want to make sure that you select the domain that you're going to be selling on. So whichever country you're based or wherever you're going to be selling your products, you're going to select it. So in my case, because I'm currently based in the UK, I'm going to select amazon.co.uk. And when it comes to the category, you can either select an individual category for a product that you know you want to build your e-commerce business around. So for example, myself, I like to look for products within pet supplies, whether it's garden, whether it's electronics, baby products, electronics and photo, all of these different categories tend to have evergreen products within them, but for now I'm just going to select all. And when it comes to the improvement range, you want to find Amazon listings that need a lot of improvement, because of course you're going to be able to fix those improvements when it comes to you listing the product yourself. So I'm going to select a lot. When it comes to the competition range, you want to find a product that has low competition, of course. For the price range, you want to make sure that the item is selling between £30, $30 to £100 or $100. And you want to make sure that the Amazon listing that you find has a monthly revenue of over £10,000 or $10,000. And then simply click on search. And just like that, as you can see, Helium 10 has come back with all of these different winning products that don't have too much competition, that we're going to be able to start selling ourselves if we wanted to. But one of the first things that I do from this point is sort the monthly revenue from highest to lowest. And straight away, as you can see, all of these different listings are bringing in over £300,000. This one over here, £100,000. And there's this item over here that's been able to bring in over £120,000. So if I just click into it just to get a better look. Okay, so it seems like it's a boxing machine. I've never seen this item before. And this listing has been able to generate over £100,000, and they don't have that many reviews. And what's even more interesting is that if I go over to Amazon just like this, I've just typed in boxing machine. As you can see, there's all of these different listings for this product over here. And majority of these listings on the first page don't have that many reviews as well. As you can see, 8 reviews, 1 review. This one over here has 4. This one over here has 19. This right here shows that there's not that much competition. And when it comes to doing product research, another thing that I like to do is use the Helium 10 Google Chrome extension tool. Come over here to X-Ray Amazon product research. And straight away, as you guys can see, this product has been able to bring in almost $500,000 in the last month. And we can also see from the search volume that people have been consistently searching for it over the past few months. Not only that, if we look at the revenue column, we can see that all of these listings are bringing in over $100,000, $50,000, $30,000 just in the last month alone. So right here, I've been able to find a winning product that doesn't have too much competition. It's selling really well. People are actively searching for it on Amazon every single day. So of course, if I was to also sell this product myself, there's a high chance I'm going to be able to be successful when it comes to generating sales. But this now brings me on to step number 4, which is knowing exactly how to source products and knowing how to find suppliers. So there's a number of different ways that you can find suppliers. You can find local suppliers in your country. Even if you're based in the UK, USA, Canada, Australia, whatever, you're going to be able to find suppliers within your country. You can simply go onto Google, type in local supplier, local wholesaler, whatever it is, and from there you can find different options. Now, I would say that the main way that I've built my e-commerce businesses over the years when it comes to finding suppliers is by using Alibaba.com. And Alibaba.com, for those of you that don't know, is a directory of suppliers primarily based in China. And if you are able to find a supplier that's based in China, you're going to have the chance of maybe finding a manufacturer that's going to be able to offer you the product at a cheaper price, which of course means that there's more room for you to make profit. So Alibaba is the main way that I found all of the different suppliers that I've used for all of my different e-commerce businesses, because as you can see, it's a very simple process when it comes to using it. So what I'm going to do is just type in the item that we just found that's doing well on Amazon, which is boxing machine, and then I'm going to click on search. And straight away, as you guys can see, there's multiple different options available. this one over here, which is the exact same one that's currently doing well on Amazon right now. There's this supplier over here that we can use. There's this supplier over here. There's multiple different suppliers that we can choose from when it comes to selling this product. And what's even more interesting is that, as you can see, the price that it's currently selling for on Amazon is between $25 to around $27, depending on how many units you buy. However, on Amazon right now, it's currently selling for as high as £70 or $80. There's even sellers selling it for as high as $250. So the amount of profit that you can potentially make when it comes to finding a verified supplier on Alibaba is really, really high. But once you've understood what goes into finding the best supplier for the products that you want to sell, and you've also decided to use a supplier based overseas, specifically in China, the next step is that you need to understand what goes into the import process. So when it comes to buying products in bulk from China, it's not as simple as going onto your local retail website, buying a product and them sending it to your house. There's a few things that you need to be aware of. Now, I would say one of the first things that you need to consider is the amount of products that you're going to order. When it comes to starting any e-commerce business and buying the products overseas in bulk, I would say that you start off with a small amount of around 30 units, maybe 50 units, depending on what product you've decided to sell, and also dependent on your budget, because you don't want to make the mistake of ordering 100, 200 units straight away and you're not sure if you're going to be able to sell it successfully. So that's one of the first things that you need to consider. Another thing that you need to consider is importation taxes. So when you're buying products from overseas, you're going to have to pay duty, you're going to have to pay import tax. There's certain fees that you're going to have to pay when you're buying products from a different country. So it's very important to make sure that you do your research to have an idea of exactly how much you're going to have to pay roughly, because depending on what product you sell or depending on what product you're planning to import, it's going to have a different tariff depending on another one. So this is something else you need to be aware of. Now, the website that I like to use when it comes to having an idea of exactly how much I'm going to have to pay as an estimate is this one over here, simplyduty.com. This is the website that I've been using for years now, because you're going to be able to select the country that you're importing from and then importing to. You're also going to be able to insert the product description as well as the HS code. Your supplier is going to be able to give you all of this information, but from there, you're going to be able to calculate import duty and taxes so that you can factor that in to how much profit you're going to potentially make. But before you send any money to any supplier or you start buying the products in bulk, the next step that you need to be aware of is to make sure that you open up your Amazon sellers account. And the reason why you want to do this before you've invested in any products is because you want to make sure that you've opened up your Amazon account, you've been approved to even sell on Amazon, because I've seen so many people that buy the products first, they invest $1,000, $2,000 in all this inventory, then they try and open up their Amazon account, and for whatever reason, Amazon declines their application, or maybe there's some sort of a delay when it comes to Amazon approving your documents. So that's why it's super important to make sure that you head over to www.sellercentral.amazon.com if you're based in America.co.uk if you're based in the UK. Wherever domain your country is based in, you're going to go over to that correct website. From there, you're going to see a similar page that looks like this. And then from this point, you can simply click on sign up and start the process of opening up your account. Now, it's important to note that there's two different types of account that you can open up. You can either open up an individual account or a professional account. I would say that to start off with, most of you watching this video should open up an individual account, because you're not going to have to pay a monthly fee when it comes to getting started. Now, there is going to be some restrictions and there is some fees that you need to be aware of depending on which account type you open up. So I would say go onto the Amazon website, read through all of the different features that you're going to get with each different option, and make sure that you select the right one for you. But also remember that you're going to be able to switch accounts depending on which one you pick, so you're not stuck to whichever one you choose. Just make sure that you read up on the features, the fees that you're going to have to pay, and again, pick which one is suitable for your specific situation. But once you've opened up your account, everything has been approved and you're ready to start selling, this now brings me on to step number 7, which is that you want to decide on a supplier that you're going to use. So if you're thinking about using Alibaba.com when it comes to finding a supplier, during this step here, you just want to make sure that you properly think about which supplier that you're happy to move forward with. Of course, you're going to be able to change your mind in the future if you wanted to use a different supplier. But it's always a good idea to make sure that you put serious thought into which supplier that you're going to start your business with, because it can be a little bit of a headache when it comes to switching suppliers after you've already started using one. Reason being is because you're going to have all of those products and you're going to be selling those products, and now if you switch to a different supplier, maybe because the one that you chose doesn't have good communication skills, or maybe their prices wasn't really good to begin with, when you now switch to another supplier, it may have an effect on your quality. So just make sure that you properly think about which supplier that you want to use. But before you use any supplier, before you send any money to any supplier, the next step after this is that you want to make sure that you've done your return on investment calculations. And I think it goes without saying as to why this is important. You want to make sure that you're definitely going to be able to make profit before you send money to your supplier, because it's going to cause you headache in the future if you've got a whole bunch of products that from day one you wasn't going to be able to make any profit on them. And there's a number of different ways that you can do your return on investment calculations. You can do it using Excel spreadsheets. There's a number of different websites that you can use, but one of the tools that I recommend is Helium 10. So not only can you use it when it comes to finding winning products like what I showed you earlier, but as you guys can see over here, if I just click into the specific product that I'm thinking about selling. So let's say I was thinking about selling this one over here, even though majority of them are similar. I'm just going to click into this one. The way that you can use the Helium 10 return on investment calculation tool is by coming back over to the extension tool just like this. And then you're going to see this section that says profitability calculator. And then from here, Helium 10 is going to ask you whether you're looking to do FBA or FBM. And then it's going to be a simple case of just inserting all of the figures, all of the units, depending on which supplier that you decide to go with, of course, because you're going to have to enter the unit cost for each product. And you're going to have to fill out all of this information over here. And then from there, Helium 10 is going to be able to give you an estimate of how much you're going to be able to make in terms of the return on investment per unit. So this is one of the ways that you can do your return on investment calculation. Of course, there's some other ways out there, but if you did want to use this one and you also wanted to use Helium 10's product research tool, don't forget to click the discounted link in my description down below today. But this now brings me on to step number 9, which is the listing process. So when it comes to listing products on Amazon, I can definitely make a full video on this topic alone, but just to summarize it for you, there's 2 different ways that you can list products. You can either list products using already existing listings. I'm sure that you've probably seen multiple different listings on Amazon where it says that there's 5 sellers, 10 different sellers. So you can find a product that's selling well and attach your listing to an already existing listing. Or what you can do is create a brand new listing, which of course is going to give you a little bit more control, and you're going to be able to put effort into it when it comes to making sure that you're using quality pictures and making sure that you've done everything in your power when it comes to utilizing the power of Amazon SEO, which is search engine optimization. This simply means that you're just using the best quality keywords throughout your listing so that Amazon are going to be able to rank it a lot higher in the search results. But again, there is a lot that goes into this entire process. And if you wanted me to make a detailed video showing you step by step what you need to know when it comes to listing products, then put in the comments down below, do the Amazon listing video, and I'll get onto it ASAP. But moving on to step number 10, which is growth and scale. Now, when I say growth and scale, this could mean you adding new winning products to your Amazon inventory, or it could just mean you growing your e-commerce business generally speaking. The way that I scaled my e-commerce business to over $1 million was by building a multi-platform e-com store, which meant that I was selling products on eBay, Amazon, and Shopify. There's a number of different ways that you can scale your e-commerce business, but I would advise that you don't just rely on a single product. You want to make sure that you're building up your inventory. You want to make sure that you're building up your exposure when it comes to all of the different products that you're selling. You just need to make sure that as an entrepreneur and as an e-commerce store owner, you've got the mindset of growth. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to press the like button. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And don't forget to subscribe as well and hit the bell notification. And if you wanted to sign up to my completely free email newsletter where every single week, I'm going to send you an email when it comes to helping you with your business. Whether it's emails about how to grow on Amazon, whether it's emails about drop shipping, even if it's emails about affiliate marketing, you're going to be able to learn money making secrets to help you on your journey. So if you wanted to sign up for that free newsletter, don't forget to click the first link in the description down below. And if you also wanted to watch another YouTube video that I made not too long ago where I break down some other important things that you need to know when it comes to selling on Amazon as a complete beginner, then make sure you click the link over there. Check that out straight after this one because it's already helped out so many people and I'm sure that it's going to help you out too. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.